Sports Network for the second season in a row. Clothier Field Stadium hosting rights for NCAA tournament games. This time it's the NCAA Regional. The 2 round of 16 games and 1 round of 8. The Garnet hosting Connecticut College, Washington and Lee University, and tough. College and the Garnet, Connecticut, the alma mater of head coach Eric Wagner. So a little bit of homecoming for him. He hasn't been there for a while, long removed from his time at Connecticut College, but still see if he has any familiar with the way they play. Garnet are going to start off in possession. They'll play it between the fantastic all-conference center back pairing of Harry Nevins and Ben Lau. It's going to go out of bounds. Zach Viscusi into the starting lineup for the Garnet. He'll replace Io George and Omri Gall had been starting in that right wing position. It'll be Viscusi, I should say, out there tonight. Tumushabe, the striker, and then Joe Barilli on his left side. Connecticut with the ball at the back. They'll play it between their center backs. Luke Stoneback will pass it back to his keeper. Marcucci goes forward into the midfield. Homestead coming forward. Has to be a little careful. Has some yellow card trouble. And now Barilli gets out into space. Barilli along the wing trying to cut inside. Finds Bradley and now cleared up ahead. Chuma loses the ball forward, and Nevins is going to pick up for the Garnet. Tumushabe trying to hold it up in the midfield, looking for the edge. Off the outside of his foot, looking for Barilli. Referee is going to point for a camel's throwing. Don't think you see very many camels up in Connecticut. Not sure how they settled on that nickname.
But you also don't see many elephants at Tufts. So.
That's fair, yeah. Boston Elephants. Two Chavez go pick it up in the midfield. Shin playing it out wide. Barilli takes on his guy one-on-one. Barilli trying to get to the box. It's blown up by Stoneback. It will be a throw for the Garnet. Shin will leave it off actually for Lanyon. Take the throw. Big crowd out there today. A lot of Swarthmore students, of course, but Connecticut College bringing a fan bus as well, and they certainly showed out today. A good third of the crowd wearing the blue and white of Connecticut. It's picked up by Viscusi, trying to get in the middle for Tumushabe. He lost his footing. Couldn't turn back for that ball, and it returns to the defense.
Good pressure there by Shin.
Shin's good. Just keep it in. Now plays it out the side. Will be. So they say it never went out. It almost certainly did. Homestead. Lau steps upfield, taking advantage of the space. Bradley now trying to spin side, and now Connecticut trying to go on the counter. Lanyon gets a foot on that ball, and Nevins is going to chase it all the way down to his own end. Actually, Crawl will take it.
It was a good job by Homestead to drop into that position that Ben Lau had left when he started to run upfield. Trevor Homestead, as we know, is so important for this Garnet team, and he was severely missed in the first round after he was suspended due to excessive yellow cards over the course of the season, and their play suffered, and it improved exponentially almost in the following game against Christopher Newport. So it's great to see him on the field already making a bit of a defensive impact for this Garnet team.
Yeah, you definitely see all these Garnet players, especially on defense, have a great sense of spacing and great field awareness, know when their teammates are coming upfield and know to drop into that defensive space. Thrown for the Garnet will be taken by Lanyon along the near side. Tumushabe fighting for it there with Stoneback. He'll keep it in. Bocchetti. And now playing the long ball is Donnellan. Nolan in position. He is starting in place of the injured Michael Gross. Shin applying the pressure there, and they'll send it back to Stoneback. Barilli picks up the loose ball. Gets it back to Homestead, now Lanyon. Off to pass to the middle. They try to switch now. Lau coming up, plays out wide to Nolan. Trying to get off his sideline, and Homestead does well to get to that ball. Nearly placed down the field for Viscusi to run onto. Out of bounds off the Garnet at the far sideline, throwing right at midfield. Play it into Butera. Garnet not maintaining that much high pressure early on here. Trying to save their legs.
However, at the same time, Shin himself has already been seen sprinting even higher than the forward to apply some pressure. And now they go on the counter. Shin to shoot.
Garnet had runners there. Might have been better by Shin there. Tried to chip that one to the box. Instead took a long-range shot. Goes well wide of Marcucci in net. And that was a great job by the Garnet for sure, pushing up with their numbers. Even you saw Lanyon making
getting in there as well, yeah. We've already seen a couple of misplaced passes by the Camel so far. That long one over here and just now over there. And with a large crowd like there is today at Clothier Field, they might continue to be uncomfortable in this away setting.
Barilli trying to take on Chuma there. Pardon me, trying to take on Noonan. And then it'll go back to the Camels, pushed up through the middle to Gear Guy. Viscusi nearly got a foot on it. Instead, it's a Camel out wide with space. Chuma in the middle, trying to turn around Lau. Shin fighting for it as well. And he'll have to play it back.
Once again, you see there Shin applying pressure. He'll have to be careful not to get too tired because they have a couple less numbers today in the center midfield. Charlie Ward out with a concussion, so he's someone who's made an impact both starting and off the bench this season that the Garnet won't have available. So Shin might not have as much time to rest over the course of this game. Doesn't want to get too tired too quickly.
Tumushabe able to win the throw-in down inside the Camels end. That'll give the Garnet time to get numbers forward. Barilli goes in for Bradley. Homestead, and then Tumushabe loses it. He comes up a little gimpy there. Play out the side, and you can see Tumushabe just limping slightly. Seems to be all right now. Certainly willing to play through any sort of pain or cramping with so much on the line here. Play the back pass to Stokes. Chuma will pick up, and now numbers forward for the Camels, instead Lau able to intercept.
And Chuma had his runner there in a good position since Nolan had been caught out a bit further upfield. I feel he waited too long to make his pass, and a good job by Lau to intercept there.
Lau, another great step upfield, tries to feed that all the way through to Tumushabe, pressure in his back as he goes down there. Marcucci comes forward with it and then bombs it down the field. Nolan's going to settle underneath, gets it over his head to Homestead, settles in the midfield. Nolan, pass sort of to no man's land there, and either Vescuzzi or Tumushabe called for a foul there.
I believe it was Tumushabe. I believe the referee called for a push as the ball went by there.
Stokes playing it forward. Shin is dispossessed by Butera. And that time he gets his foot in the way. Good tackle by Shin. It will be a throw-in for the Camels. Nolan flicks it forward. Tumushabe plays it off his heel, and look at the speed from Barilli. Barilli trying to get through, nearly got that through to Bradley. He can get back onto this ball. Now Vescuzzi in the box. Vescuzzi trying to play it in for Barilli, just too far in front of him. Bradley fires it back into the box. Tumushabe flicked on right into the hands of Marcucci.
And a phenomenal block now by the Brilliant. That back heel volley pass by Tumushabe, particularly impressive, and Barilli showing great speed to get past his man. That could have been a very dangerous opportunity, and it was dealt with well in the end by the Camels.
Heavy contact in the back there to Barilli as Bradley played it forward. Lau plays it over the top. Tumushabe trying to settle, and Stokes clears it away before Barilli can apply the touch. Homestead in the midfield, and Stokes, good step upfield to intercept that. Now, the Camels try to go the other way. Gear guy bringing it upfield. And the game winner against Johns Hopkins to send the Camels through to this third round of the NCAA tournament. It will be a throw-in for the Camels inside Garnet territory.
And the Garnet will have to be very careful with Gear Guy. He is the Camels' leading goal scorer and third highest assister, also leading his team in overall points with 22. He'll be very dangerous throughout the match, and though as Hopkins learned last weekend, not someone you should take lightly on the pitch.
Played out wide. Settled back for Stokes, now into the middle for Butera. Homestead went down for a second. Butera trying to slalom his way through. Vescuzzi does well to drop there. Good challenge by Bucchetti to take it away from Homestead, and now played all the way back. Lau picks up in the corner. Shin trying to go over the top. He's going to let Tumushabe chase after it. Tumushabe, and it's cleared away by Stoneback. A fantastic last-second effort by Stoneback.
And that pass by Woojin Shin was absolutely spectacular. Really an inch perfect deep ball to Tumushabe. Just couldn't quite finish the playoff. Once again, as you said, a great recovery by the Camels defense, and now they're looking to attack. Good recovery there by Nevins.
Nevins gets in the way, and now Shin plays it forward. Bradley trying to just slip it through a tight window there. Instead, Stokes intercepts. They go over the top. And now Kral will pick up inside his box. Lau over to Nevins. Nevins goes over the top. He's going to let Tumushabe chase again. Tumushabe flashing his speed, and Stoneback has to play it out the side. It's going to be a throw-in for Barilli. Waiting, and now plays it in Tumushabe, trying to hold up inside the box. Goes down, and now the Camels looking to go the other way. Instead, Viscusi able to blow it up. Can't quite get back to the ball. Nolan blasts it forward. It's going to go over the back line for a Connecticut goal kick. Marcucci will play it short. Now they'll go for the long switch upfield. Trying to get around Lannion is Noonan. Lannion goes down for a second. I think the Connecticut fans thought he put his hand on it. Noonan trying to take it away from Lannion. And what a stop from him. Sent into the box, headed away by Lau.
What a battle there between Newman and Lanyon, both fighting for the ball. Lanyon finally able to get the recovery, but the Camels keep coming.
Side of the box, looking to cross it into the middle. Back pass. And it's wide. Nearly a great goal there from, I believe that was Jonas. Put the final touch on. Instead, just put it wide of the post. It was well sealed off anyway by Max Kroll. Nevins going long again. They like the speed of Tumushabe up there and just trying to see if they can get him in a foot race. Barilli trying to get through, loses his footing, but no call. Send into the middle. Wow. And Chuma with the pressure upfield. Chuma takes a shot. Easy stop for Kroll.
And a bit of a misstep there from Swarthmore's defense, but not a very good shot by Chuma. Easily dealt with by Kroll.
Nevins playing it ahead for Barilli. He'll flick it forward. Tumushabe trying to chase. Instead, a good step by the Camels. Lannion just playing it long, held by Donnellan. And he'll have to play it back to Marcucci with the high press from the Garnet. Start to show it now. Stoneback. Pass intercepted by Nevins. Goes right back, however, to Connecticut. Shin with the pressure. Now into the middle. It'll be held up by Bacchetti. Plays the switch out wide. Trying to dodge his way in on Nolan. Gets into the middle. Here's Noonan. Bradley fighting for it. Now played through the box. Nevins gets a touch on. Jonas goes down. No call.
And Jonas went down very easily there. But the Camels are building in confidence as we've seen them sustain possession and really try to build some attacks more than Swarthmore in the last few minutes. Swarthmore starting to play a little more reactively.
Tumushabe trying to play the back heel there. Again to Barilli. Couldn't connect with him. And the Camels building once again. Pass off target. Kroll will not let it go over the back line. Pick up inside his area and quick roll to Nevins. Kroll, the low ball, easily picked up by Bacchetti. Bradley trying to pressure him. Stoneback over to Donnellan. Sent into the middle, Nolan there to clear it upfield. Shin trying to get underneath, flicks it forward. It's going to go back all the way to Marcucci. Nolan's header out of bounds, throw for the Camels. Yeah, you're really right, Santi. It was sort of the first 10 minutes really everything sort of going in the Garnet's favor. Only managed one shot out of it, but you could tell that they were really threatening to break through at the time, and now Connecticut starting to maintain that same kind of pressure that the Garnet had.
Yeah, maybe it took a couple minutes for the Camels to kind of ease into this game a bit. An unfamiliar pitch, a lot of opposing fans, but now that they are starting to feel a little more comfortable, they're showing it on the field, and the Garnet will really have to improve a little in the coming minutes in order to avoid the pressure that they're facing right now.
Chuma trying to get it upfield. Now Shin picks up off his heel to Nolan, picked back up by Connecticut. It's going to go out for a Camel's throw.
And losing the ball in that part of the pitch is probably one of the worst things that can happen for a team. It allows the other team to immediately be like knocking on the door of the goal as soon as they recover possession, and Nolan probably should have done better to clear instead of force a pass.
Well played through ball, but the cross easily handled by Krall. Nevins looking upfield, Barilli, and now Tumushabe picks up. Looking to play it into the path of Nolan. He got tripped. Clear foul right from the referee. So a free kick for the Garnet. I believe their first of the game, I want to say.
Yes, I think so as well.
It will be Homestead standing over it. He's got a big leg. Look for him to deliver it into the box, and look for somebody like Nevins or Lau, center backs, as always, pushing up into the box on these set pieces. Homestead.
Good delivery by Homestead.
It's right at Nevins, but easily picked up by Marcucci.
Oh, Marcucci with a big misstep. Throws the ball directly into the ground. Was expecting some sort of call from the referee, but was just forced to play it out of bounds. And now the Garnet will make a substitution. First one of the game. Omri Gall to come onto the pitch, replacing Zach Viscuzzi.
Gall had been starting for the last couple games. Viscuzzi starting over him. And yeah, I guess Marcucci thought that Tumushabe was inside the box there when he got rid of it. They go upfield for Shuma. Nevins.
And a beautiful last-ditch tackle by Nevins. You know, as Paulo Maldini says, once you have to make the sliding tackle, you've already made a mistake. But that was just beautiful technique by the sophomore center back.
Garnet win a throw-in inside the attacking half. Gall trying to dodge through some traffic, can't connect with Barilli. And now Shin comes forward. It goes all the way back out. Nevins late contact on Shuma there, and the referee, it looks like he's going to be giving a card to Harry Nevins. So he will go into the book. And we'll see if we can get another look here, figure out exactly what happened there. It looked like Shuma ran into...
It seems that Harry Nevins may have come in a little late there, but I'm not sure that merited a yellow card, to be fair. But in hindsight, it does look like a good decision by the referee to call the free kick. Good job by the linesman as well.
Delivered into the box. Krall there has to go low for it, but hangs on.
And a poor delivery there by Matt Butera. No one really in the part of the box to where he made his cross. Now the Garnet might be a little bit worried. Almost 70 or so minutes left in the game, and Harry Nevins already on a yellow card. He'll have to watch out the rest of the way.
Yeah, certainly a very physical defender for this Garnet team, and as you say, has to be careful what he does from now on.
And that is the second time the back heel pass by Tumushabe hasn't worked out for him. He's trying to be maybe a little too tricky sometimes and needs to really start playing it simple because the Garnet are losing possession in dangerous situations.
Lanyon gets underneath, heads forward. Oh, and Stokes trips Barilli, but a good recovery by Stokes there. Barilli still fighting for it. Bradley comes forward, and now it's going to settle for Gall. Into the middle, Bradley trying to hold it up. Back to Gall. Now the Garnet trying to build. Shin poking it over the top. It will trickle out the side for a Camel's throw. Stokes going up the sideline to Chuma, but Nevins in position. Out of bounds, Garnet throw right near midfield. Lanyon wants somebody coming closer to him. Now he looks long up the side, trying to play into Mushabe there. Shin to Barilli. Garnet really tightly clustered along this left side, and if that switch had connected there, Gall might have been free. Nolan steps up to Shin. Lau trying to go upfield. Shin puts the foot on the ball, but now Campbell's pick it back up, back to Marcucci. Out to the wing. Nolan, good step to win that for the Garnet. Out of bounds, Garnet throw. About 10 yards past midfield. And a chance to continue to set up in their offense and bring numbers forward. Homestead has to play it back to Nevins. Chuma applying the pressure.
And Chuma has done a pretty good job of applying pressure, especially on Nevins. Every time he recovers the ball, he's been kind of rushed into just booting it deep and not really connecting on his passes. A poorly hit shot there. You can appreciate the intent from Leon Noonan, but just did not get the contact that he wanted on the ball at all.
As we've said many times before, if there were a pair of uprights there for American football, that would have been good. Crawl to take the goal kick. Well struck ball right down the middle of the field. Homestead gets it forward. All the way back to Marcucci inside his area as he picks up. Lanyon connects with Barilli. A little bit of a heavy touch there. Blocks it forward. Bradley trying to give chase. And Stoneback gets it upfield. Stokes there. And now Connecticut trying to come out of their end. Out wide for Jonas. Pauses for a second there. Now plays the safe pass to Donnellan. Stokes in for Butera. And Nevins out the side. Throw for the Camels. Stokes to take the throw. It looks like he will do his best to drive this into the box. Homestead, the first with the head on it. And Stokes will play it back all the way to Stoneback. Bucchetti trying to drive it into the box. A little bit of a poor header there from Nolan. Settles for Gear Guy. Chuma trying to center it, and that struck wide of the post.
That was a good initial job by Gear Guy to get that volley pass over to Shuma, who put in a pretty solid delivery into the box. Gear Guy couldn't quite get the contact he wanted, but showed good technique on the volley, just sliced it a bit wide.
Tumushabe showing off his track speed. He gets through. Tumushabe into the box, trying to beat Marcucci. Holds on to it and loses it over the back line.
And Tumushabe there showing great ability to get past 3 defenders, but he could not get past Marcucci. Tumushabe has had some trouble this season in one-on-one scenarios, but from that angle, didn't really have a great look on goal and had no real help in the middle of the box. He was all alone. And the Garnet just missed what could have been a huge chance to take the lead in this one.
Evans coming upfield to apply the head. Lau now. And now Gall onto the ball. Gall with some space. Out wide for Barilli. Trying to take on Stokes. He gets a foot on it. Now Tumushabe gets pushed there. Out wide for Gall. Now dumps it in. Barilli in the corner. Looking for runners so he can get a cross off. And it's picked back up by Ludwig just into the game. They're looking for Ludwig. He just flicks it forward to Balbonten. Trying to beat Lanyon around the edge. Lau coming over to help. And Lau picks it up for the Garnet.
And Lau has been utterly imperious this season. Is really playing very well today. A lot of strong challenges, good tackles, and just a strong defensive performance early in this game for the center back.
Tumushabe trying to get free once again. Out along the wing. He'll play it back to Gall. Bradley turning into the middle. Takes the safe pass to Homestead. Bradley. Can't quite connect with Barilli, but picks back up the rebound. Back for Lanyon. Barilli. Garnet methodical here. Stringing together passes, maintaining possession. Lau. And Tumushabe has it taken away from him briefly, wins it back.
The Garnet are doing a good job of not rushing too much right now. Because if they try to force something, they could just lose the ball.
Lanyon. Great job to pick up into the corner. Lanyon saves it right at the back line to over the back. And a throw for the Garnet. Barilli.
Good delivery by Barilli.
Oh, Gall can't connect.
And Omri Gall there, inches away from making contact with that delivery. Almost a goal for the Garnet there, and the Garnet really starting to feel more comfortable once again. Having a couple of very decent opportunities. Another substitution being made. Quentin Millette onto the field for Joey Bradley. That'll mean that Omri Gall will most likely shift into center midfield, and Quentin Millette will take over that winger's position.
Trickles out the side. It will be a Garnet throw. Tumushabe trying to hold it up and loses it back to Connecticut. Butera, strong run upfield, trying to play Ludwig out wide.
Good pass by Butera.
Ludwig in the corner. Gear Guy trying to settle it for Ludwig, and Nolan heads it out of the box. Shot! Oh,
what a save! Oh, my.
Kral, who has been spectacular this postseason, coming up once again to tip that ball over the crossbar. It will be a corner for the Camels, but saving a sure goal there.
Fully outstretched, spectacular effort by Kral. Got his whole hand on that one, just pushed it out. Really He started the season off as the second-string goalie and has really come into his own after taking the starting position. What a save. I was almost sure that that one was going to go in for the Camels.
It's going to be a throw for Nolan. So Connor Gill will come in as Tumushabe gets a rest. Has been very active throughout this game. He'll get cheers from the crowd as he makes his way off. Driven in. We'll settle back for the Camels. Shin trying to apply the pressure forward. Marcucci gets rid of it. Out the side. Now Nolan to take the throw. Back up the field. Trying to get underneath it, I believe was Balbonton. Now played forward, Barilli. Trying to hold up, now making the turn. Butera gets space upfield. Here he comes, Balbonton. Settles it. Butera again, plays it out wide. It's Ludwig now. Nolan in position. Lau gets underneath. Millette, the header. Now Connecticut showing their ability to hold on to the ball. Lau, good step. Plays it to Shin. Doesn't really have anyone forward. Instead plays it out into space for Barilli. Will force Stone back to chase it down. Stokes. Pressure from Homestead. Instead plays it back to Marcucci. Nevins rises up to win that header. But immediately back, Gear Guy upfield, and they're going to call Homestead for a little trip there.
I do believe Homestead had his hands on Giergek there. Good call by the referee.
So Butera, the set piece taker, standing over it for the Camels. Jason Muth also preparing to come in as a sub. Overhead kick. I thought Kral might have caught that out of, well, it was over the line anyway, so it doesn't matter. Stokes with pressure from Shin.
Did a good job to deal with that pressure.
Flick from Gear Guy, and now Nevins volleys it forward. Gill fighting for it, wins possession for the Garnet. Lau. And Butera applying a lot of pressure. It's a good step by Lau, get around. Balbonton now goes up the wing. Millette trying to give chase. Instead, Marcucci picks it up in his area. Throw in for Stokes. Just about 10 minutes left to play in this first half. And now a throw for the Garnet. They're going to bring on Jason Muth, actually in the midfield. Shin will get a rest after basically sprinting for 35 minutes. Throw for the Garnet into Muth. Connecticut trying to get out of danger. Back to Donnellan. Now they look long up the sideline. It's going to get in for Balbonton. Still on it. Lau able to apply a last-second touch. And unable to connect with Butera, Garnet win throw-in. Along the near side, it'll be Lanyon. Lanyon motioning his players in. Gill wins the header. Still trying to fight for it now. Settled by Gall. Lau goes over the top. Barilli trying to make a run in behind there. Gill, a collision with Stokes, and now the referee going to reach to his card once again.
This time the referee just choosing to have a word with Gill. For a second I thought he was going to put him into his book. A good decision by the referee. Good call on the foul and a good call on the no yellow card.
It seems like the referees have been very active, at least through the sectionals round, reaching into their pockets. In the Garnets, at least, in their sectional games, a combined 13 bookings. Include 2 of those, admittedly, were team yellow cards, but still, certainly a almost unheard of number of bookings.
I'm going to be interested to see how Muth deals with this slightly more attacking role. Normally, he's put in replacement of Homestead or one of the center backs, so playing in this slightly more advanced creative role, I'd like to see how he does in these last 8 or so minutes of the second half.
Nevins gets it forward for Gall. Into the path of Muth. Muth going over the top. Barilli trying to chase it down. Marcucci holds on. Quickly gets rid of it to Stokes.
He very nearly got there. Good delivery by Muth, who I was just mentioning, but good job by Marcucci to pick that ball up.
Given back straight away to the Garnet as Kral holds on. Nevins plays the switch to Lau. He'll go right up the middle of the field. Gill trying to hold up the ball. Has it taken away from him, but Lau steps up to win it back for the Garnet. Left off for Nolan along the far sideline. Into Millette. Millette cuts it back. Garnet want a foul called. Looks like Millette was wrapped up for a second there by his defender.
A good pass there onto Butera.
They go out wide to Ludwig, trying to take on Lanyon. Lanyon, an all-conference defender, and Gall picks it back up for the Garnet. Finds Barilli. And now a foul called. Kral will take the free kick. It's an extra yard on the spot. Homestead flipped back. Millette. And Marcucci bombs it upfield. Nolan underneath. Connecticut looking out wide for Jonas. And he blocks that Millette pass out of bounds. It will be a throw for the Garnet. Now, Io George coming into this game, replacing Joe Barilli. As he gets a loud ovation from the crowd.
A poor pass there from Gill, intercepted by the Camels.
Gear guy gets it out to Ludwig. George does a good job tracking back, winning possession for the Garnet. Little toe pass there. Lobbed up for George, loses it to Gear guy. Butera. Cut back to the middle. Over the top, Crawl hangs on to that ball as Nevins did a good job boxing out Ludwig there. Crawl kicks away. Gill, good job holding up. Millette wins it. Into the path of Gill, trying to bring it back to Gall. Instead, it's intercepted. Muth picks it back up for the Garnet. They need to get runners forward. There's really nobody pushing up. Seem content maybe at this point to let the clock run out in this first half. Get their starters back out on the field, especially those top three of Viscusi, Tumushabe, and Barilli to start the second and look for a breakthrough then. Homestead passes to no one. Ludwig looking for the back heel there. Instead, Nevins in possession. Contact in the back of George. And that's going to be a free kick for the Garnet. It's going to be about 10 yards past midfield. Nevins.
It will be Homestead on the delivery. Referee asking Homestead to move the ball back after Nevins tried to gain a couple extra yards there.
A little generous with the spot that he took. Homestead with a good delivery earlier, finding the head of Nevins, trying to do perhaps something similar here. Straight away,
Marcucci coming out and very dominant in the air to win the ball. Nevins will have to be careful, as it seems that he yanked on the shirt of Marcucci after he recovered that one. Already on the book, that's not a risk he wants to take. Marcucci banged up in his box, holding onto his head. We'll see if he can continue, but seems to be in a bit of discomfort.
Marcucci with 11 clean sheets this year and a high-powered NESCAC would be a big loss for them. Listed at 6'3", really controls the airspace in his box, as we've seen consistently throughout this game. Homestead into Gill. It's behind Millette. He recovers. Goes over the top. Marcucci in position. Inside 2 minutes to play. As Marcucci pushes his men up the field.
He'll send a bomb upfield.
Homestead settles. And Nevins goes upfield. Stokes with a good step to get around George. Ludwig looking into the middle there. Muth's pass out the side. Gill wanted service there. Instead, it will be a Camel's throw.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
And the 1 minute call goes up from the PA announcer. Lau in position. Plays it up the middle. Garnet trying to kill off these last few seconds. Gall poked forward. Gill just a light touch with his head. Marcucci upfield. It's going to go over both Lanian and Ludwig.
And with just about 20 seconds left in the half, the Garnet won't have another chance to score in this half.
10, 9, 8.
But the Camels might.
Still looking for something. Here's Butera.
Yeah,
way
shot
off the mark there.
Wildly off target. And that's the first half.
It's 0-0, 45 minutes played. A real back-and-forth battle here,
Absolutely.
you have to say.
Both teams really coming in
wanting to battle, both coming in, looking for the lead. The Garnet, who won both of their games in penalty shootouts, also comfortable going down the stretch, but really pushing for a win. Camels very impressive in the back, particularly the play of Stokes and Stoneback. Marcucci, once again, very important for the Camels, but both teams very strong defensively. Both need to build on their performances. Both have a lot of positives and negatives to take from the half. And if the Garnet are to pull away in this one, they will need to be more clinical with their opportunities. A couple of deliveries into the box that should have been converted, and that one-on-one that Blessed Tumashabi had that really should have been converted, leave the score at the half 0-0.
And can't forget about what Max Kroll did.
A spectacular save.
Yeah, should have been a sure goal for, I believe, Butera. Instead, Max Kroll giving his utmost to deny him. 0-0 at the half. Jacob Brady, Santi Caicedo on the call. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Second half action coming right up. You're watching NCAA Men's Soccer on the Garnet Sports Network.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Why choose Swarthmore? Wow.
I don't know how to say this in like one interview. There's just like this magnetic secret on campus that people really can't describe.
The campus itself is beautiful.
I was absolutely floored when I first came here. A lot of it came from the values that SWAT has.
It truly is the people that make this community. All my memories are inseparable from the people that were around me.
I applied to Swarthmore through the Pressbridge National College Match, and it's a program that matches high-achieving, low-income students with really selective institutions like this.
I knew I wanted to play basketball in college. Basketball was a tool that would enable me to get a great education. In high school, I was kind of pressured by the standard to play Division I, but I wanted to pave my own way.
It chose itself for me, and I knew on a more pre-intellectual level that this was the place.
And one of my favorite things and my favorite takeaways of this place has been the community.
I've been lucky to experience what learning is like at other institutions, and I'm very thankful that I did that because that completely changed my perception of Swarthmore. It made me realize that Swarthmore is special in these very small and unique ways that actually make an enormous difference.
The reason I'm so involved on campus is because I feel like the things that I do here matter. You can actually enact meaningful change.
When you're walking around campus, like I don't feel like I'm just walking by a bunch of strangers, and being in these smaller settings, like it gives you the opportunity to build strong relationships with people that also have like a vested personal interest in who you are as a person.
It totally tailors itself to like every type of person. You can come here and be anywhere on any spectrum, and you'll be pretty well welcomed.
You'll find that the people here are here for you. I was able to find really good, deep personal growth. And Swarthmore has been that formative experience that the community allows me to have that space that I can have that growth.
I have incredible mentors who have helped me at every step of the way, which I'm really thankful for. And I don't think I would have that same type of individualized attention and recognition at a place that's not Swarthmore.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
NCAA men's soccer regional action right here on the Garnet Sports Network. It is game one of our doubleheader here today. About to start the second half between Swarthmore and Connecticut College, and we're all tied up 0-0. Jacob Brady on play-by-play, Santiago Caicedo on color. What are you looking for both teams to come out to start this second half?
Well, both teams have really been rock solid defensively so far. They've let up a couple of chances each, but nothing that neither goalie couldn't deal with, as we saw from both Max Krall and AJ Marcucci, both very strong first half performances. Both teams need to be more clinical. Connecticut College had more shots on goal in the first half, but couldn't convert any of them, and really only one of them was truly dangerous. And the Garnet, although they've had a few decent opportunities, they either haven't been able to get a shot off at all, or really just haven't had a decent shot. One of our shots, Woojin Shin's long, ambitious effort that really just kind of trickled wide. And bless to Mashabi, who really should have done better on that one-on-one. So both teams, I believe, need to be more clinical, but they're both showing very promising attacking intent so far.
Barilli, a couple step-overs there, but nothing coming of it. Instead, Lau stepping up field. Pressure from Chuma. Now Lau gets around the edge, has it taken away from him. The Garnet a little bit out of position here as Connecticut comes forward with numbers. Homestead with the challenge. Play out the side, they can reset defensively.
And Homestead just always does a great job of covering for his defenders there. Both Nolan and Lau had stepped up field, and really at one point it was only Nevins and Homestead in the back. Could have been a very dangerous opportunity, dealt with very well by Trevor Homestead.
Butera with speed upfield gets it, or can't quite connect with Chuma. Instead it'll trickle over the back. Goal kick for Krall. We'll play the short pass to Lau. Looking upfield, Donnellan is there. Jonas went down for a second there. Homestead able to get it back to Lannion in spite of the pressure from Gear Guy. Still Homestead, and now Nevins. Trying to go up the middle to Mushabe. Couldn't get into position.
Good job by Shin there to recover the ball.
Barilli down by the edge of the box. Now cuts it back towards the middle. Looking for Viscusi, and cleared away by Donnellan.
And all that pressure from Woojin Shin finally paid off. Garner recovered the ball there, but couldn't quite make an opportunity out of it.
Bradley, the give and go with Viscusi. He gets taken down, and the referee pointing. That's going to be a free kick for the Garnet, and it's a pretty good spot for it. Homestead, as usual, will stand over. And he's got the big targets, of course, in Nevins and Lau, making their way up into the box. Lannion, the lone defender at midfield for the Garnet. Everybody back for Connecticut. Homestead curls it in. Nevins trying to make a run. He collided there, and Nevins is down. He's going to get called for the foul, and he went down hard. And now Marcucci motioning the trainers over to Nevins.
That was a very heavy collision between Nevins and, I believe, Gear Guy.
Trainers standing over him. We're going to step away.
Diving college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Nevins walking off under his own power after looked like a potentially dangerous collision there. Seems all right. It appears to be Jason Muth coming into the game. Coach Wagner having a discussion there on the sideline with the trainer and Nevins. So Nevins will actually stay in, it appears. He will have to wait until the next stoppage. Out of bounds, and now Nevins can come back.
Nevins back on the pitch. It's a good sight for Garnet fans. And really glad nothing too serious happened to him and he's able to continue.
Generally, when it's a concern over the head, as it appeared to be there, the player comes off for longer, but apparently Nevins all right when they checked him out down on the turf, so he will remain out on the pitch for the Garnet. Connecticut, misplayed pass there, goes out the side, throw for the Garnet. One immediately back by the Camels. Lau gets into position. Now goes over the top. He's going to bomb it down into the corner for Barilli to chase. Barilli shows off his speed. Now goes down. That's a foul.
And I'm not sure if the referee made the right decision there. I believe Barilli may have gone down a bit easily on the challenge from Stoneback, but the referee awards a free kick, and now the Garnet have what essentially amounts to a corner kick. Right. And a dangerous opportunity.
Garnet have been earning the set pieces, still looking to generate anything particularly dangerous off of them. Only shot they've gotten was a Harry Nevins pretty weak header. Barilli trying to curl it in towards the near post. Easily handled by Marcucci. And he throws quickly forward, looking for Chuma, trying to get the counterattack started. Chuma trying to chase it down. And instead, it'll safely roll back to Crawl.
And a brilliant throw there by Marcucci to launch the counter. Shuma just couldn't get past his defender and ended up taking a heavy touch. But that really could have been something dangerous for the Camels.
Shin plays it off the outside of his foot into brilliant space and just had to hold up for a second there. Would have had Stokes beat otherwise.
Tumashabe's pass bit off target there.
And now Gear Guy coming forward. That's beautifully played out wide to Butera. Butera trying to get in past Nevins. He pulls up. Butera takes a shot and launches it wide and high.
But what a spectacular pass there from Gear Guy. I mean, just a perfectly weighted through ball. Good job by the Swarthmore defense to close out Butera and force him to take that shot off target.
If you're just joining us, the score stands 0-0 right now. 7 shots for the Camels, 2 of them on target. Only 2 shots for the Garnet, but they've forced a save out of A.J. Marcucci and perhaps had actually pretty similar in danger opportunities. Tumushabe going one-on-one and then a shot later, I believe by Jonas, which required a spectacular save out of Max Crawl as he tipped it over the crossbar. Barilli tracking back to win possession for the Garnet in the midfield. Barilli trying to get free down the middle. Still Barilli. Now plays back for Nolan. Garnet settle it down. Nolan in for Tumushabe. Viscusi.
Oh, Viscusi has space there.
Viscusi cutting, and he gets tripped up.
A great tackle there by Liam Donnellan, and Viscusi seems to have had the opportunity for a shot and decided to continue into the box. That could have been a very dangerous opportunity for the Garnet, and a great run there by Gear Guy.
Nevins gets beat, and don't see that very often. Lau in position. Gear Guy's ball over the back line. That'll be a goal kick for the Garnet. But yeah, as you said, Viscusi just had acres of space there. Would have been maybe a tough shot to try to curl it in at the back post. But still, at least put something on frame here. Kroll will take the goal kick. Sends his men up the field. Headed down by Donnellan. Lau a good step. Pushes it forward. Picked up by Viscusi. He's going to let Tumushabe chase. Oh, Marcucci tried to get rid of it. Tumushabe blocked it. So still inside the Connecticut College end. Bradley fighting for it with Donnellan. And now played back and cleared all the way up the field. Lau there. Butera trying to go the other way. Plays it for Noonan. Trying to cut in on Lanyon. Homestead might have gotten a piece of that. Delayed Connecticut for a second. Gear Guy to Chuma. Chuma trying to get free for a shot. Oh, didn't miss by much there.
And what was very nearly a dangerous opportunity for the Garnet on one end became a great opportunity for the Camels on the other. All started with Zach Viscusi's pass to Tumushabe, which was a bit too strong, but Marcucci's clearance being straight into the head of Tumushabe. And then great build-up shown there by the Camels. Shuma shot just wide.
Kroll, a laser of a goal kick. Barilli gets it to Shin. Plays it out wide. Tumushabe trying to get around the edge. Now he pulls back to Bradley. Here's Lanyon. Nevins goes forward. Barilli controls off the chest to Bradley. He's got an open Nolan there. Might have wanted to play the switch. Instead, Nevins blocks it upfield. Stokes looking for Chuma. Nevins goes over the top of him to win the header. Bradley picks up to Barilli. Lanyon taken down, but no call. Oh, and that went off the referee's foot, but goes to Chuma. Butera making his run. Nevins there.
And it's a throw-in for the Garnet. Good tackle there by Harry Nevins, who's came up a bit limp after the tackle, but will look to walk it off.
Lanyon trying to go up the middle. Instead, it's intercepted by Connecticut. Now a throw-in for the Camels. Throw goes to Gear Guy. Plays it over his head to Chuma. Garnet sitting very deep right now, trying to weather this Connecticut onslaught. Viscusi picks the pass. Connecticut thought he went out of bounds there, runs into the leg, and that's going to be a foul as Donnellan tripped him up. So a free kick for the Garnet.
And Viscusi read the pass so well there. Almost loses it wide, but able to corral the ball and win the free kick. And this has been a very solid performance from Viscusi, who's had a rare start today after being last year's leading goal scorer. And today's really shown his worth, a very high-energy effort from the winger.
And able to win the free kick for the Garnet. Homestead standing over it. And the Garnet pounding away on the benches. Lofted into the box, headed out. So sent back in looking for Nevins. Butera trying to get underneath with Nolan there. I believe it was Bacchetti.
Good win there by Bradley.
Who got it out of the box. Viscusi playing it into the path of Bradley. Gets free at the end line, trying to square it up into the hands of Marcucci.
And a good exchange there between Viscusi and Bradley, but the cross a bit easy for Marcucci.
He'll roll it. Over to
Another
Quadro.
recovery by Viscusi.
Viscusi trying to connect with Tumushabi. Instead plays it to Shin. He goes down early there, but surprise, could have been a foul called on Shin there perhaps. Barilli to Bradley. Bradley trying to get it to Barilli. Stoneback out the side. Good tackle from him.
Stoneback once again with an important stop there because Barilli would have been able to deliver the cross into the box had he gotten past the center back. Stoneback, once again, really impressive today.
Barilli the cross into the feet of Tumushabe. Gear guy squibs the kick, but now gets it back. Switch it over to a Quadro. Jonas trying to play the give and go with a Quadro. Instead, Viscusi blows it up. Shin chips it over to Nolan. The wingback pushing forward. Nolan trying to dance his way in. Now fires a cross off the head of Tumushabe and over the back line. Goal kick for Marcucci.
And I believe if Tumushabe hadn't put his head on that, it may have just landed at the feet of Shin. Shin really kind of waving his hands in frustration there, but Viscusi really showing a lot of energy. I think 3 recoveries in the last couple minutes. And the Garnet are pushing again.
Bradley now. Tumushabe takes the shot. Oh! Just over the crossbar.
And a spectacular recovery once again by Bradley. A delightful little through ball for Tumushabe, and Tumushabe just can't keep it on frame, but the Garnet are knocking at Connecticut College's door.
The crowd loving it here. They are on their feet now. And just a beautiful through ball from Bradley, and Tumushabe just too far underneath. Barilli settles it, and now it's going to be played back to Marcucci. Nolan gets the head, but out of bounds. It's going to be a throw for Connecticut. Bacchetti. Pressure there from Viscusi. Instead, goes to a Quadro, pushing upfield. Jonas crosses. Homestead put a foot on it, and Viscusi plays it out the side.
Good job by Homestead to intercept that because Shuma would have been open on goal had he not intercepted that.
It's going to be Stokes to take the throw. Strongest thrower, so coming over all the way from the right side to take this one. Stokes trying to drive it into the box, headed straight up. And now Kral will chase it down inside his box. Kral, short roll to Nevins. Tumushabe trying to hold it up. Settles for Bradley. Plays it to Lau to allow the Garnet backline to come forward, and now Lau coming upfield aggressively. Gets it out wide to Viscusi. Out of bounds, but a Garnet throw. Deep inside Connecticut College territory.
A nice move shown there by the center back to get past his man.
Nolan, ball in his hands. Short to Bradley. Bradley trying to figure out what to do. Now goes to Nolan, looking for the give and go. Held off by Butera, and Bradley commits the foul. So a free kick for the Camels.
Bit of a shirt tug there by Bradley as he was battling with Butera for possession.
Marcucci will take the free kick. Bombs it away. Gear guy heads it back. Lau up the field, but one back by the Camels. Chuma trying to get underneath. Chuma dodging his way to the inside. Jonas. Chuma again. Bradley trying to intercept. And Viscusi will lead it to Kral. Homestead trying to hold on to it for the Garnet in the midfield. Gets it to Barilli. Trying to play it up the sideline off the outside of his foot. Instead wins a throw.
And now Woo Jin Shin will be replaced by Omri Gal in center midfield.
Shin, a very active day in the midfield. Lannion, pump fake, and then throws into Tumushabe. Barilli gets it to Tumushabe. Here he goes trying to get to the end line. Instead, it's over the back for a goal kick.
Heavy touch there by Tumushabe, but good job by Barilli to just kind of lay the ball off for him to continue his run.
Short kick, Garnet trying to intercept. Instead, it's cleanly away from the Camels. And they're going to call Bradley for undercutting. Perhaps Justin Miranda there. Is indeed Miranda. Homestead went down hard. Homestead walks off. He will be replaced. This time, Jason Muth into the game.
And we hope that Homestead is okay after picking up that knock in the tackle.
Ball down in the corner and now cleared away. Balbonton trying to hold it up and now booms it down the sideline to Shuma, giving chase, trying to get around Nevins. Shuma keeps it in.
Beautiful pass by Balbonton.
And now Gall. Looks like it deflected off of someone. It was a Garnet player.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Balbonton, but Shuma had no support then, really had to try and go at it by himself. And it's not often that you get past Nevins and Lau in a 1v2 situation.
Butera trying to head it out wide for a quadro. He takes down Nolan. They're going to call Nolan for the foul there.
No, they're giving a free kick. A throw-in.
Okay.
No foul called.
Looks like a quadro jumped into Nolan there, which ought to be a free kick, but apparently the referee saw it differently. Played back to Stoneback. Muth along the far sideline, throw for the Camels. Off the head of Nevins. Lau pushing upfield, and that will be a free kick for the Garnet. So Krall in his neon yellow uniform to take the free kick. It's another laser of a pass from him. Jonas looking for the switch to Shuma. And an errant pass there picked up by Gierge. Shuma is going to go through. He was offsides, and anyway a save by Krall.
And Nolan is saved by that offsides call. Really a poor pass. Poor pass by Nolan into midfield. Could have been something very dangerous. Shuma just called offsides there. And regardless, a great save by Max Krall had the flag stayed down.
Krall to take the free kick. Beams it right to Tumushabe. Here's Barilli. Can't connect. Maybe he was looking for Gall there. Instead it goes upfield. Balbonton stays on it. Now Bradley picks it off.
Nice little backheel pass from Bradley, but lost by Gall afterwards.
Upfield, Lanyon got a little push there, and that's enough for the referee to point. Garnet kick. Muth will take it. Muth, strong delivery into the box. Marcucci, I believe, got a hand on it. Viscusi chasing it down in the corner. It's going to go out, and it was Viscusi who touched it last. Throw for a quadro.
And so many bodies in Marcucci's way there. He did a really good job to almost slap the ball away. Yeah. Because if he hadn't gotten to it, then there may have just been an open goal with the ball in the box.
And the Garnet awarded a kick. Muth standing over it once again. Had a good delivery on that first one. Same spot, opposite side of the field. That's a little poorer, left it short. Bradley trying to give chase. Instead, Butera can't chase it down over the sideline. It's going to be a throw for the Garnet.
If he had been able to keep that in, he may have very well had a strong chance to get a goal for the Camels. After a fairly poor delivery by Jason Muth on the free kick.
Gall plays it over to Lanyon. Barilli holding on to it. Here's Bradley now. Barilli, actually, that is. Trying to go through. One back by Connecticut. Settled back for Marcucci. Kicks away. Nolan heads it back upfield. Donnellan is there. Push it over the top by Miranda, looking for Tashuma. But Nolan is there. A Quadro does a good job to win it back. And the referee has his flag up. And now the the linesman had his flag up. Referee now sees it and gives the Garnet the free kick. Lau with the kick. Chuma holds it up, gets it back to Miranda. Sent out wide for a Quadro. Muth, good, stepped, wins that back to Mushabe. Is going to give chase as Donnellan's touch goes backwards. Now he plays it to Marcucci. Nevins the head. Bradley underneath. Butera pushes it out to Tashuma. He tries to get around Nolan. Tashuma going to the end line. Crosses it. Jonas trying to get it back towards goal. That's off the crossbar.
And that very nearly was the opening goal for the Camels. After a very good delivery by Shuma.
Kral tried to reach up for it there, but was saved by the piping. Now he'll prepare for his goal kick. Sends it away. Nolan looking for Viscusi. Gear guy trying to come forward. Chipping it. Lanyon does well to get his head in the way there.
And after a period of comfort from the Garnet, it seems that it's the Camels now who have the upper hand and are looking to score. Seems like for the last couple minutes, possession almost hasn't left the Garnet side of the pitch.
Jonas fighting down there with Lanny, and that's going... Oh, Nolan didn't have to touch it there. Instead, he heads it over the back line. A mistake there. And that gifts the Camels a corner kick.
And Nolan has been pretty solid today, making some decent tackles, but made a lot of mistakes. A few poor passes and poor clearances that have gifted the ball to the Camels.
Nolan starting in the place of the injured Michael Gross. Here's the delivery. Strong to the back post. That's going to be headed out wide now. Miranda trying to get around Bradley. He's going to get called for the foul. Jonas will take the free kick.
Another dangerous opportunity here for the Camels.
Nevins gets in the way, heads it out. Still a dangerous area. Donnellan trying to hold up. That's over the back line. Another corner for Connecticut.
And Connecticut have a dangerous opportunity here. We'll see if they can convert this corner kick.
Booted again into the hands of Kral.
And good news for the Garnet as Trevor Homestead is waiting at midfield to come back into the game. Fortunately, his injury was not too serious, and he will be able to continue.
Woojin Shin is well preparing to come back after getting a breather. Looking for him to go out there and keep sprinting once again. It's nearly turned into a couple goals for the Garnet. Nevins up the field. Butera on the ball, trying to get around Muth. Plays it out for Noonan. And Nolan over the back line.
Good tackle there by Nolan, but leads to another dangerous opportunity for Connecticut.
Third corner in a short amount of time for the Camels. Jonas over it. They play it short. It's blown up by Gall, but it will remain on that corner line. Play that out to Butera. Vescuzzi trying to pressure him. Butera, low ball through, and Barilli picks up, trying to go on the counter. He's got Tumushabe running up ahead. Vescuzzi joining him as well. Gets it into Tumushabe. And the Garnet settle it down. Nolan with lots of space if they can play that switch. Instead, they force it down the sideline, but does go to Tumushabe.
Tumushabe does well. Not a very good cross, though.
Vescuzzi able to track it down in the corner. Gets it back to Nolan. He fires another cross. Nobody on the other end of it. Muth holds it up. Out to Lannion. Muth has to play it back to Nevins. Had Balbonton pressuring him. Manages to get it to Lau. Bradley picks up. Back to Nolan. Here's Tumushabe. He's triple team there and loses it to the Camels.
Out Connecticut is pushing forward here.
Into the path of Noonan. And easily into the hands of Crow. Lau thought about coming upfield for a second, instead played it back to Kral. Ball just sort of died. Out of bounds.
And now Zach Vescuzzi is hurt. He'll try to walk it off, though, and as he's subbed off for Woojin Shin, Joey Bradley also replaced. He'll get, I believe, his first break of the day.
Indeed. Actually, Io George.
Io George's substitution. On. You're right.
Garnet perhaps looking once again to see if they can burn this time away. Get it to overtime. At least give the starters some rest. Nolan.
Good turn by Nolan.
Trying to play it in. Instead, he'll settle for Shin. Weak shot. Goes wide anyway.
Shin, another very ambitious effort that just dribbles wide, but a great job by Donnellan to stick his foot in there because that ball by Nolan was going straight to Connor Gill, who could have had a chance at goal.
Barilli picks off the pass. Homestead plays it back to Lau. Fires it out wide for Gill. Turns back now, plays it for Barilli. Barilli needs a runner. It's going to go over the back line, and the Garnet get a corner. Only their second of the game. We're inside the final 10 minutes, still scoreless here in the round of 16. Homestead places it on the corner marker. Curled in towards the back post. Lau trying to get a head on. Nevins chases it down. Goes down. It's going to be out the side, but a Garnet throw. So they'll maintain possession down inside this attacking third. Nevins has his pass deflected, and now Butera trying to go the other way. Into the path of Noonan. Now trying to play
what a ball by Noonan.
And Kroll does well to come out of his box and blow that up.
Bit of sweeper-keeper action there for Max Kroll after really a very nice ball onto the path of Gear Guy.
Gear
and
Guy,
the Camels are coming up again.
Gear Guy, the leading scorer this season for Connecticut, looking there to put them on the board, unable to do so thanks to the effort of Max Kroll. And he's going to punt it away. High kick. Gall trying to get underneath. Instead, Miranda's there. Noonan into the path of a Quadro, looking towards the middle. Miranda upfield. Butera on the wing.
Good
Crossing
delivery.
Jonas, the runner, can't connect.
What a delivery there by Matt Butera. Steve Jonas unable to connect with it, but really that looked like a perfect delivery, and Connecticut they're inches away from the opening goal of the game.
Looking for the diving header, just couldn't quite get long enough for it there. Gill along the near sideline. Shin fighting for possession, gets it for the Garnet.
Still has it.
Shin playing the cross, that's perfect. Out to Barilli in the corner. Has to take on Stokes. Barilli crossing it too far in front of Gall at the back post.
And a beautiful job recovering the ball by Woojin Shin. An excellent switch to Barilli, but his cross couldn't find anyone.
So Marcucci with the goal kick, as it's really been back and forth in this game. You see 10 minutes, one team dominating, then it switches to the other. Right now, the Garnet really on the forefoot, looking for a game winner inside 7 minutes to play in regulation. It's off the head of Nevins as Kroll picks up in his area. Quickly over to Lau. Goes upfield, Gill. Gets it to Gall. Now Gill picks up. He's got Shin along with Barilli with him. Gall plays it through the legs. Shin gets it to Barilli. Barilli cutting in. Oh, it's too far in front of Gall. Tried to do the splits to get that ball. Nolan bombs it back downfield. Gill trying to get underneath. Settles for Homestead instead. Lannion lifting it up the sideline. Barilli
almost recovers that one, but it's now landing with the Camels.
Gear Guy playing it into the middle. Lau gets run into. And now Gear Guy goes to Butera. Out wide for Noonan. Is that too far for him? It is over the back line. That's going to be a goal kick. Kral preparing to get rid of it.
And with just 5 minutes left in this one, overtime is looming. Last year, this would have been a big issue for the Garnet, who lost every game that went to overtime, and also had an 86-minute goal conceded against Haverford to eliminate them from playoff contention. However, this year it's been a different story.
Ball with Gill, plays it out wide to Barilli. Barilli, side of the box, trying to cut in again. Barilli, low shot, held by Marcucci.
Good job by Marcucci getting down there. And as I was saying, just this year it's been a different story. Both of their games last weekend going to penalty kicks, and in part thanks to 2 excellent saves in each shootout by Max Kral, the Garnet are still dancing.
Lannion along the far sideline. Lannion takes on his man, still going. Lannion trying to slip it through to Gill, but it gets intercepted. And now Butera looking to go the other way. Plays it through a window, just too far for Noonan.
And Noonan almost had that one, but he could not keep it in after a very good ball by Butera, who's had an impressive match today.
Can really see the desperation from both these teams right now, looking for anything in these final few minutes. Gill back to go in the middle. They settle for Nolan. Lau will come upfield. He's left with tons of space.
Lau still with it.
Lau beats everybody to the edge, crosses it. Gill can't connect. It gets behind Barilli. Shin in the box, takes a shot.
What a save!
Turns it away. Shin once again, side of the box. Or pardon me, that's Barilli. Shin now top of the box. Trying to do something with it. Puts it back for Barilli. And he's run off of it by Jonas.
And what an important save there by A.J. Marcucci after a spectacular run and delivery by Ben Lau, the center back. And these last few minutes have been a bit chaotic, a bit back and forth, very exciting football being played by both teams. And I'm just very impressed by that save by Marcucci, because Woojin Shin's placement of the ball there to the bottom corner was very, very strong, but the keeper did a great job to get down and save it.
Nevins is going to lead this over the back line. Just about 2 minutes left on the clock here. Kral rid of it quickly. Short pass to Nevins. Headed down, Gall trying to step forward, gets it away from a Quadro. And now the referee signals for a free kick. Just inside midfield. Homestead standing over it.
About a minute and a half left here at Clothier Field as Homestead gets ready to take this free kick for the Garnet.
Homestead has been great on his placement with these set pieces today. Delivers once again. Headed away. Nolan trying to get underneath. He was fouled, and that's a beautiful spot for a free kick for the Garnet. About 10 yards from the top of the box. Couldn't ask for a better spot right down the middle.
And I do believe that the referee gave the Garnet a bit of a gift there. It did appear to be a bit of a soft call against Liam Noonan right there, but the Garnet looked to take advantage of this dangerous free kick. We know Trevor Homestead can hit a ball very well, and we'll see if the Garnet can score with just about 35 seconds left in regulation.
Everybody on their feet for the Garnet crowd.
It's a cross.
Muth trying to save it at the back. He can't. Garnet looked like they were drawing something up there, but just couldn't quite complete it. Now, time did continue to run while they waited on that set piece. That means we're inside 15 seconds now, which means that this game appears to be set to go to overtime. PA announcer begins his countdown of the final 10 seconds. Marcucci, goal kick headed away by Muth. And with that, time will expire in regulation. For the third straight game, the Garnet are going to overtime in an absolute thriller against Connecticut College in this first game of the NCAA Regionals. We're going to step away and be back in just a few minutes. Overtime coming right up on the Garnet Sports Network. 2 10-minute periods of golden goal overtime coming up. We'll go to penalty kicks after that. Tied up 0-0 at the end of regulation in this game between the Connecticut College Camels and the Swarthmore Garnet, two of the last 16 teams standing in the nation. Jacob Brady on play-by-play, Santi Caicedo on color, and it's been an action-packed game for sure.
The last few minutes of that second half were just almost absurd. Action-packed is the right descriptor. Both teams, a bunch of opportunities. Neither team could convert. Woojin Shin had a great one with a couple minutes left. And the Garnet had that set piece with just under a minute left that they decided to cross instead of shoot. But really just an exciting second half, and hopefully it'll be an exciting overtime period as well.
Noonan running in behind, and Lau able to clear it. It's going to deflect off of a Camels player and out of bounds for a throw. Lau leading it up the field. Shin flicks it back to Mushabe trying to get onto it. Instead it sells out wide for Jonas. Starters back in for the Garnet up top. Other than Vescusi, yes. Yeah. Gall will remain in his place after Vescusi really doing everything defensively and then going the other way, generating offense for the Garnet in that second half. Shin flicks it forward off the outside of his foot, and Tumushabe just overruns it.
And I wonder if Vescusi staying off the pitch is due to Coach Wagner believing that Gall gives his team the best chance to win, or that knock that he picked up just seconds before he was subbed off. Gall there biting on a fake by Gear Guy.
Noonan.
As the Camels are pushing for a winner.
Miranda trying to lift it out wide. Felt the pressure there from Shin and couldn't connect well with that ball. Leads it out the side. This is going to be a throw for Nolan. Tumushabe holding it up. Gall trying to play it up the sideline. And now Bradley back onto it. Bradley trying to cut up field past Miranda. Plays it through a window to Tumushabe. Tumushabe
going on a run.
Solo through the middle of the field. Tumushabe into the box. Takes a shot behind.
And that was a bit of a wild effort. As soon as he cut outside, I thought he was going to deliver a cross, but he decided to shoot. He did have Barilli in the box. I'm not sure if he would have been able to get the ball to the winger. But if he were looking to shoot, he probably should have cut inside to the center of the box. Would have given him a better angle to shoot there. Ball recovered by the Garnet.
Lau there, stepping up. Softly played through to Tumushabe. Tries to hold it up. Instead it goes back to Connecticut.
And the ball just sent out wide by Justin Miranda. Throwing for the Garnet.
Woojin again with the pressure, forcing that errant pass. Nevins pauses, now goes over the top. Stokes just able to get his head on.
And Stokes really sacrificing his body to get the tackle in. Free kick called for the Camels. Stokes' initial header was going right in the direction of Tumushabe, and he had literally dived in the path to make sure that it didn't get to the forward.
And you see Tumushabe and Stokes there slapping hands. Just congratulating each other on some great play today. Jonas trying to lead it in for Gear Guy. Nevins there. Tried to play it out the back off of Gear Guy. Instead, went straight out. That's going to be a corner.
It'll be another set-piece opportunity for the Camels as we approach approximately halfway through the first period of overtime.
Noonan standing over it. Lifted across, just over the crossbar. Connecticut nearly coming up with the game winner.
And that just flew across the face of the goal. The contact there made by Miranda. And he'll now be replaced by Matt Butera, who's coming back on. And Miranda very nearly had it there for the Camels. Instead, it'll be a goal kick for the Garnet.
Butera has been very active today out on the wings, also a little bit deeper lying in the middle and trying to continue the offensive generation here. Barilli getting through Stokes. Barilli cutting his way, takes a shot, trying to get it past Marcucci, and Marcucci stretches out to make that save.
Another very good save there by A.J. Marcucci, stretching out to get it with his left hand. Joey Barilli there does very well to steal the ball from Stokes and forge an opportunity for himself, sending it to the far post, but a great save by the keeper, who has been excellent today in all phases, shot stopping, aerial battles. It's been a very strong performance from this keeper, and it's easy to see why he had 11 clean sheets this season.
Nevins gets the block on the shot. Butera settles it back for Connecticut. Butera trying to take a shot. Lannion that time in the way. Now it's chipped for the switch. Played back to Bacchetti. And Gall just boots it away. Lets Tumushabe give chase. Look at the speed from him. Donnellan has to head it back to Marcucci and quickly rolled forward to Stoneback. Tashuma winning the header. Gall trying to track back defensively. A Quadro picks up. Now Noonan looking to cut in. Here's Tashuma.
To shoot.
Another block by Harry Nevins. Garnet putting their bodies on the line here. Pass looking for Barilli, instead is going to be picked off by Stokes. Into the middle.
It's Bacchetti with the ball.
Now he plays it out wide. Jonas.
Camels are pushing. Oh.
Yeah, squib there by Bacchetti, but held at the far sideline. Crossed in. That's off the post and in. Connecticut has won it. With 2 minutes left in the first period of overtime, Connecticut walks away with the win, and the Garnet are stunned down on the field.
And the cross played in there. No one dealt with it, and it just bounced off the post and in. And the Garnet are left heartbroken in this round of 16 matchup. A great win for the Camels, who move on to play the winner of tomorrow's matchup between Tufts and Washington and Lee here at Clothier Field.
Looks like it was Chishuma who got the final touch. Maybe on there, just redirected it enough. Krull maybe thought it was going wide. Instead, hitting his post and then deflecting in. Nothing that he could do at that point. A closely fought game, and Connecticut coming out victorious here today. As you mentioned, Game 2 coming up in just about a half hour. You can catch that right here on the Garnet Sports Network. It'll be Tufts taking on Washington and Lee, and then our regional final tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thank you for joining us on the Garnet Sports Network. Stick around. Game 2 coming right up.